You're living inside a system that's starting to break, and you don't even realize it. Not in the future, not someday, right now. And the dangerous part? It doesn't feel like something is breaking. It feels normal. If the walls of your house were cracking, would you notice? Or would you tell yourself, at least the wallpaper still looks good? Because that's exactly how collapse works. It doesn't announce itself. It hides in plain sight. Your coffee is still hot. Your Netflix still loads. The stock market is still green. Everything feels fine. And that's the trap, because collapse doesn't start when things stop working. It starts when everything looks like it still does. And the more stable things feel, the less you question them. Spain didn't see it while they were drowning in gold. Britain didn't see it while they ruled the seas. And today, we might be staring at the exact same script, same pattern, different century, better graphics, faster internet, but the psychology, exactly the same. In this video, we're breaking down the 7 stages of collapse. Not theory, not opinion. A pattern, a system, a cycle. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Because from that moment on, you start noticing things other people ignore. 600 years ago, Ibn Khaldun figured this out. Before modern economics even existed. And he didn't start with money. He started with something much more fragile, trust. He called it asabiya, social glue, because empires don't rise because they're rich. They become rich because they're united. Every empire goes through the same early phases. They rise, they expand, and they peak. It's predictable, almost mechanical. These are stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. But what comes after that is where things begin to break. In the beginning, a society has nothing. No safety net, no luxury. So people cooperate, they build, they produce, they protect each other. Like a startup in a garage. Everyone is focused, everyone is hungry. And hunger creates momentum. But here's the part people underestimate. Hunger doesn't last. Success changes behavior. Wealth creates comfort. Comfort removes urgency. Urgency disappears. And when urgency disappears, discipline slowly fades with it. Something replaces it, complacency. The builders disappear. The spenders take over. The mindset shifts. From building to consuming, from creating value to maintaining lifestyle. And at first, nothing looks wrong, because everything still works. But underneath, something is already breaking. It's always the same pattern. The first generation builds, the second maintains. The third spends and breaks it. Now the system has a problem. It needs more money to sustain less productivity. So what happens? Taxes rise, costs rise, pressure rises. At first, people adapt, then they struggle, then they burn out, and eventually, they stop trying, because when effort is no longer rewarded, effort disappears. And when effort disappears, the system starts losing energy, not visibly, but structurally, like a body that looks healthy, while something inside is slowly failing. Take Spain. They found so much gold and silver. They thought they had beaten reality itself. Why produce anything when you can just buy everything? But that was the illusion. Because wealth is not what you have, it's what you can produce. Money is just a representation of that. And when representation grows, but reality doesn't, something has to break. More money, same goods. Prices rise, then accelerate and then explode. One of the first inflation waves in history. And instead of fixing it, they made it worse. They debased their currency, pure silver coins, mixed with copper, then more copper, then even more. They were printing money, centuries before central banks. Imagine ordering a double espresso and getting 90% water. At first, you ignore it. Then you notice. Then you stop trusting it. Now imagine that, but with money. A merchant realizing the coin in his hand is mostly worthless. That's the moment everything breaks. Because money only works if people believe in it. Spain didn't run out of money, they ran out of trust. And once trust disappears, the system collapses from the inside. Then came Great Britain. They controlled a quarter of the planet. Trade flowed through them, money flowed through London. They built global infrastructure, but power has a cost. And the bigger the system, the more fragile it becomes. Maintaining dominance is the most expensive position in history. Then came the wars. Debt exploded, resources drained, and something shifted, quietly but permanently. The center of global finance moved from London to New York. The pound stepped down. The dollar took over. Britain didn't disappear, it transitioned from dominant to dependent. And that's the dangerous part, because decline rarely feels like collapse. It feels like adjustment. Now we enter stage 4, financialization. This is where reality starts bending. The system stops building things and starts building money from money. Not products, not value, just financial structures, derivatives, leverage, debt. The smartest people stop creating and start optimizing money itself. And when intelligence leaves production, the paper economy expands. The real economy suffocates. It's like inflating a balloon with nothing real inside. People feel rich because numbers go up, but nothing tangible improves, and that illusion doesn't last forever. Now look at today. In 1955, one income could support an entire family, house, car, kids, because money was tied to something real, gold. Then 1971 happened, and everything changed. The leash was cut, money became unlimited, and once that happened, there was no going back. Assets went up massively, wages didn't. And this is where the system starts dividing people. This creates stage 5, inequality. If you own asset, you grow. If you work, you chase. The gap widens, then accelerates, then becomes permanent. It's no longer a gap, it's a canyon. Then comes stage 6, the trust crisis. This is where everything breaks, not physically, psychologically. People stop believing, not just in the system, but in each other. They start asking, is this fair? Is this real? Is this designed this way? And once those questions start, they don't stop. Because when trust disappears, cooperation disappears. Then comes division, then conflict, then collapse. Not overnight, slowly, quietly, inevitably. And finally, stage 7, the reset. Historically, this has meant one thing: a forced restart, war, currency collapse, system breakdown. Not because someone planned it, but because the system became too heavy to carry itself, too complex to sustain, too expensive to maintain, too fragile to continue, like a machine that kept running long after its parts started failing. And eventually, something snaps, not gradually, suddenly. And when it happens, it feels shocking. But it never actually is, because the signs were always there. People just didn't see them, or chose not to. And this is where our time becomes different, because for the first time in history, we have something no empire ever had: artificial intelligence, a wildcard, a multiplier, a system inside the system. It can optimize everything, or break everything faster, replace labor, increase inequality, centralize power. And here's the uncomfortable truth: both can happen at the same time. Because technology doesn't fix systems, it amplifies them. So if the system is stable, it becomes stronger. If unstable, it breaks faster. And right now, you are living inside that acceleration, not slowly, not over centuries, but in real time. What took empires hundreds of years may now take decades or less. And that changes everything, because for the first time, you can see it while it's happening. Most of history was understood after collapse. You are watching it during. So the real question is not what happened. It's this: what is happening right now? Because once you see the pattern, you stop asking if collapse is possible. You start asking, which stage are we in? And that question changes everything, because your decisions change, your expectations change, your perception changes. You stop reacting and start observing. And most importantly, you stop being surprised, because the people who lose the most in a reset are the ones who didn't see it coming. And the ones who survive? They're not lucky, they're aware. So the real advantage is not money, not power, not timing, it's clarity. Because by the time the system explains itself, it's already too late. History is not the past. It's a pattern, and right now, you are inside it. So the real question is, when it happens, where will you be standing? And more importantly, are you watching this or living inside it? Most people won't see it. They never do. But now, you might. In the next video, I'll show you the survival guide for the reset. How to protect your money, how to protect your thinking, and how to move inside a system that's already changing. Because this isn't about surviving, it's about adapting. Before everyone else realizes what's happening. Most people won't see it. You just did. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. More is coming.